In Austin, I stop, pause, my eyes crawl to a table. Paralyzed by pairwise dice, then attend to this heaven slice of an angel wrapped in skin. Throw dice at woes of life. Love deprived, look at her vibe. What's the meaning of life? One subjective paradise. Crystal chandeliers, moments reflected. Often mirrors appear, clear, grinning from ear to ear. Craving and raving the grain, rekindle the flame. Closer she draws near. Stay there, remove your underwear, shove it somewhere over there. In paradise, we know our purpose. In paradise, we know what our worth is. In paradise, we manifest dreams. In paradise, truth is what you conceive. Are you my paradise?
Yes, it is. The truth is what you can see. Hello, everybody. Welcome to this edition of the Unpopular Hour. I'm not sure what the hell just happened there, but what we ended up doing was let me see if this is working correctly now. I'm. It's set up, and then I was trying to get it, and then it just disappeared. I don't want to pin that. I'm trying. This is one of those days where shit just goes left. I want to unpin that. There we go. Let's do this right. It set everything up, and then when I went and looked back, my restream had completely cut off. So I had to redo everything all over again, which is a re-sign in actually, which happens sometimes. Uh, it's called technology, and when you're trying to do everything right. This is generally what happens, but we'll get everything set up now. Let me get this logged in, and I will get this all squared away. As soon as I get the privacy back to open, that way it's public. And that was really weird, guys. That was really, really weird on what happened right there. I don't know. That was really strange that it just did that. I mean, literally, it was set up, and then when I went to start talking, I looked up there, and there was no connection whatsoever. That was like really, really weird. I don't know what happened right there. Let me move this from the trash. I don't know what happened on that. That was kind of weird. That hasn't happened to me before, where I log in, everything is ready to go, and then all of a sudden it goes away. That was weird for me. But fortunately, I've got enough experience now after doing 400 shows that I know if something goes wrong, I can pretty much fix it right away now because, I've had people come in and say, okay, Matt, this goes wrong, you do this. This goes wrong, you do that. So I can fix things pretty quickly. A couple things. In the game last night, I don't know if you guys got a chance to watch the Knicks and the Pacers last night, but watching that game last night, of course, the Knicks fell to the Pacers. The Pacers are up 3-1, just like we're up 3-1 against the Timberwolves. They're up 3-1 against the Knicks. They're going back to New York tomorrow for Game 5. And, of course, we have a chance to close out tonight. And, for all these guys that are hating on me, I tell you, coaching matters, guys. It just does. Coaching matters. And if you don't make the right moves as a coach, or you're getting out-coached by the opposing coach, this is what happens. And the Pacers have beaten the Knicks. But let's go back to Game 1, okay? Let's go back to Game 1 because Game 1 matters from the simple fact of this. In Game 1, the Knicks had a 9-point lead with 50 whatever seconds to go and just fell apart. So that's why I say that coaching does matter because, the Knicks fell apart. And if the Knicks win that game, it's 2-2. It changed the whole series. It's like us when we lost to Denver Game 1 when the coach gave the game away. SGA decided in Game 4 he's just going to take over and he closed the door. Or we'd have been down 3-1. But they don't have an SGA. No matter how much you like Brunson, no matter how much or whatever, it doesn't matter. We have him, they don't. The best clutch player in the league or whatever. It seems like in the playoffs, that's Tyrese Halliburton. The most overrated player, even though we did go over that about. That was a joke from the simple fact that Halliburton, how are you the most overrated player when, what was there, like 100 guys out of 400 something even apply or even said it, and like 20 of those are the ones who did it, and they're all haters. And I've said this ever since I saw Tyrese Halliburton 3 years ago. I'm like, this kid can play. I like this kid. Remember, him and J-Dub were on the same team 2 years ago that played against the USA in the World Team. I'm like, man, I love this kid. And I've loved him ever since he was at Iowa State when he busted us at OSU, and he busted OU too. So I've always liked Tyrese Halliburton, and I don't understand the hate. But once again, he's got a set shot, kinda. He's awkward in the way he plays. He's not your traditional athletic type guy, but at the same time, he knocks down shots. He passed the ball. And last night, his last night was historical. No turnovers, triple-double. What was it, 32, 15, and 17? Triple-double. No turnovers in a playoff game. With the ball in your hand that much, playing 40 minutes. 30-something, 40 minutes. Not having one turnover. Against the Knicks defense is pretty good. Remember, Anunoby was killing him. Bridges was killing him in the first game or so. And he just adjusted. Just like SGA adjusted. That's what good players do. And then I know I was listening to, I think it was First Take this morning or whatever, and they were talking about is Tyrese Halliburton a superstar, is Jalen Williams, is Anthony Edwards, Ant-Man a superstar. I think Tyrese Halliburton is a star. I don't think he's a superstar. I think he's a star. Excuse me, 100%. I think he's a star. I don't believe that he's a superstar. I think that goes maybe a little bit far in calling him a superstar. But I do say he is a star. Anthony Edwards is more of a superstar. SGA is a superstar. J-Dub's a star. Chet's a star. We have stars. We have one superstar. Because when the Thunder are there, they don't sit there and who is the guy that they're trying to stop? Who is the guy that every team wants to who plans against, who their game plan is to stop? It's not J-Dub, it's not Chet, it's not Joe, it's not Caruso, it's not Ihart, it's not Dort, it's SGA. And when you look at the Indiana Pacers, it's a tough question because they've got different guys who come up big at different times. But that being said, is Halliburton the guy that you really have to guard against because he runs the show? He is a traditional point guard, unlike SGA, unlike Jalen Brunson. They aren't traditional point guards. He is. He is a pass-first guy, whatever, but when he needs to score, he does. And SGA, you notice when SGA comes out, he passes the ball a lot, tries to get his teammates involved, and then he does his thing. Kind of like Halliburton. But that being said, Halliburton has games of where he scored 4, 6, 9, 10, 7. SGA had one game that he scored 20 during the season. Less than 20. One game out of 82. Of course, he still tied the record, Kevin Durant, for the most since the merger. Let's get that straight. It's not in history. Since the merger, he has 72 straight games that he scored 20 or more. Because it's hard now for him to get 20. But at the same time, when you look at their series, Halliburton has been the difference. He was the difference in the Milwaukee series. He was the difference in the Cleveland series. He's the difference in the Knicks series. And what did he do? He hit game-tying or game-winning or game-clinching shots. That's what he did. By game clinching, I mean put the game out of order. In other words, he stuck the dagger. That's what he's done this post-series. And I've said right before that, to me, Indiana is our toughest threat because they're deep just like we are. They can go 8, 9, 10 deep just like we can, or 9, 10 deep like us. The problem with the Knicks is they can't. And that's why Thibodeau plays this. Now, I got this stat, guys. Listen to this. They have played, talking about it since the playoffs, the Knicks starters have played 15 more games. I said that, you heard me right. They played 15 more game minutes than the Indiana Pacers starters. The Knicks starters have been outscored by 50 points. Once again, coaching matters. And Thibodeau goes back to that. And when you look at last night, when he did a great thing in Game 3 where he sat Josh Hart for Mitchell Robinson. But in Game 4, Mitchell Robinson doesn't play. Hardly. He plays Josh. And you got to realize Josh is good, but you've got to have somebody in the middle to deal with Evan Turner. That's not what happened. Mitchell Robinson is the guy who's gets the rebounds, who gets his offensive rebounds, gives you extra shots, defensive, does the things defensively, block shots. Josh Hart is great defensively, but he doesn't really give you anything offensively. So Thibodeau went with that instead of going with the strategy of keeping Mitchell Robinson in, which is why I always say coaching matters. He went with what was going on right at the moment. Like I talk about our coach, he's 2 minutes too long. He goes with somebody's like, dude, you gave me what I wanted for a couple minutes, boom, pull him out. But he will sit there and try to roll with it for a couple. No, your time is up. Like I talked about OSU's former coach. Like Amanda and I were sitting there watching the game, and he had the subs in. Oklahoma State makes a run, okay? And then the opposing coach calls timeout, subs his starters back in. He leaves the same guys out there. And the commander and I looked at each other like, what are you doing? Your guys made their run. Take them out. But, they just made their move. Move it back. I mean, you got to put your guys back in, match them. He didn't. We went from down 17 to down 8 to down 15 because he didn't make that move when they made that move. And our coach tends to do the same thing. And that's what happened last night. Thibodeau, bro, you've got to go with Mitchell Robinson. He gives you extra rebounds. He's a force in the middle. You need offensive rebounds, give you extra offensive rebounds. You need a force in the middle. You need somebody who can do something. But he chose to go with his feeling, and his gut was wrong. In this matchup, it's like, Dagno, you got to give him credit. He did not play Jay Will much in this series. Why? We didn't need him. Kendrick Williams, K-Rich did not play in the Denver series. Why? Because it wasn't a good matchup for us. You got to go with the matchups and who does what when. Isaiah Joe couldn't play really a whole lot in Denver series because every time they did, they went straight at him. When you look at the Knicks, you have Cat and Jalen Brunson on there. What do? They attack it. So you have to stagger them. Because what? Tyrese Halliburton attacks them every single time if they're on the court together. He attacks them every single time. And it's about being smart and being knowledgeable, having a smart point guard, understanding how you do it. Plus, they play good defense. They speed the tempo up. And what is the Knicks? The Knicks are half-court offense. And you can see Rick Carlisle, speed up, speed up, speed up. And remember, he's already won a chip before. So he gets it. He understands a chip meaning the championship. He understands what he needs to do. He understands how to make his players better. He does. He gets it. So it's imperative that that they do the same thing. At the Thunder, we have to match them. Dagnaut is capable of doing the things he needs to do to match Carlisle. But if we get beat, it's coaching. Because players, we're better than them. Talking about Indiana, if we both get there. But these are something you got to deal with. And I said this before. They're deep, we're deep. They play defense, we play defense. They want to play up tempo, we can play up tempo. Or unlike the Knicks, we can't play a half-court game. We can't slow the game down because we've got SGA who can hold on to the ball, get it down to the last 7 or 8 seconds, make a move, create a wide-open opportunity for one of our players to knock down a shot, or he can take the shot himself. But with the Knicks, they don't really have that. That's what, they are missing currently. So, the Knicks, great game last night, but once again, Thibodeau got our coach. Now, does that mean I want him to be replaced? No. But he's got to change his style. He did the same thing in Minnesota when he had Ant and he had Karl Anthony Towns. He's done the same thing. He runs them into the dirt. This is what he does. He did the same thing in Chicago where Derrick Rose. He runs his players into the dirt. That's what he believes. He's like, I'm going with my 5 or 6 guys, and I'm okay with that to a certain extent, but I'm like, dude, you can't. This is the playoffs. 7 games, physicality. They played. Think about that, guys. They played 15 more games in minute-wise than the Indiana Pacers starters. 15 games more minutes. You can't do that. You absolutely can't do that. Now, enough with that. On our side of the ledger, the Thunder and the T-Wolves, Game 5. Here is the line, 8.5 points. We're favored. 220.5, Game 5 at home. Now, for those of you all who had a chance to go to Thunderdome or to Paycom Center, however you want to call it, I call it Thunderdome. to see what it's like the way we play and how intense we are and what we do as a team and how the fans are crazed, it's a totally different atmosphere, which is why we had the loudest arena in the NBA because of what the fans bring to the team. In Game 5 against the Nuggets, remember we were down. All of a sudden, Lou Dort makes a shot, makes a three. Lou Dort makes another three. Then all of a sudden, the crowd just erupts. Then Lou Dort makes another three. The crowd goes insane. And then SGA goes layup, alley-oop to iHeart, and one. 3-point shot, 2 free throws. Game's over. That's basically what happened because of our crowd and because of what we're doing. When you're there at the game and you can get into what's happening, and I do believe that our fans are becoming more knowledgeable about basketball for the most part. But that being said, our fans are still football fans. And it is what it is when it comes to that. But when you look at what we have, 8.5 points, that's a lot of points to me. But we are at home. They're down 3-1. If you think they're not going to come at us, they're coming at us. If you think Ant-Man didn't take in what has been said about him and how he's got to play in this and that, and I agree with Ant. I think Ant played okay. I think he did the things that he needed to do. But it was the physicality of going from Dort to Kason to Wick to Caruso to J-Dub. The physicality of what we brought to them, he doesn't know how to figure it out. And I've said that before. He's 23. But what has he been to? 2 conference finals 2 years in a row. He's going to figure it out, guys. But he's still 23, and he's still having fun. Now, the question is, from here, does he end up continuing to be like Shaq, where he's just out there having fun and blah, 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 or is he Kobe? And you can see that when he went, his game completely evolved after playing with the Olympic team. He went from in-your-face, pull-up, dunking on you to, I want to shoot threes. That's what happened to him. And I think there's got to be a balance. Whereas SGA, at the beginning of the year, like Nathan and I talked about yesterday, at the beginning of the year, SGA shooting all these threes. We're like, man, what are you shooting all these threes for? And I think in his mind, now if I go back retrospectively, I look at him and I'm like, oh, he was setting everybody up saying, okay, I'm going to shoot threes now. So now all of a sudden, when I step back, you've got to come to me. And when you come to me, I'm going to give you a head fake, and now I can go by you and get to the paint or get to my spot to shoot my mid-range. That's the development of him at 26, at 25, at 24, and what he was doing. Whereas you look at Ant-Man and what he's doing, he's still only 23. He's trying to figure out, how do I deal with the double teams? How do I figure this out? And he will. I believe that he will. I do believe that. But that being said, right now he's not where SJ is because he's still 3 years behind him. And the question is he as smart of a basketball player, and does he understand the intricacies of the game, like SGA does? Those are the questions that he has to answer. But do I believe he has the capabilities? 100%. But right now, we've got the MVP. We've got one of the best players in the league. And as I said, to me, the top 5 players in the league are SGA, Jokic, Giannis, Jason Tatum, and Ant-Man. To me, that's the top 5 players to me in the league. Okay, so Ant-Man's second year in a row in the finals. The second year in a row he's going to get dispatched, I believe, in 5 games because I believe that the Thunder are going to take care of them tonight. I hope I get a chance to go. I'm not sure if I'm going yet, but I hope we get a chance to go because I know what that means, and to be a part of everybody else who's there to be a part and to understand the intricacies of what's happening. Because like my guy Randy Wright, Commander, we sit there and we talk back and forth. And the thing about him, he and I, is that we can look at each other and know what the other one's talking about, or we say something and he'll make a comment, which of course I steal on After the Storm. My post-game show, I steal stuff that he tells me or we talk about during the game. I steal that. And no, I do not give him credit for it because it's my idea. But anyway, so that's kind of how our relationship has been for the last 17 years going to games. We talk back and forth during the game about certain things that we see, or there's something that I see, and I'll ask him, hey, did you see that? or what did you think about that? And then he will give me his comment on that. And then also, guys, of course, I am wearing my Thunderalls today because we are undefeated at home when I wear those. And I did let these people talk me into wearing them one time on the road game. Game 3, we got killed. Never wear them on the road again. Road game. That's not happening. Okay? Not happening. Only on home games do I wear the Thunderalls. So anyway, I'm looking forward to tonight. I think it's going to be a hell of a game. I know that the Thunder are going to come out and, we're going to win this game on the defensive side of basketball. And as I said, defense travels. I've said that since the very beginning of before the playoffs started. Defense travels. But on the flip side of that, you have to be able to make the right adjustments lineup-wise, which is why the Knicks got beat. Lineups. And people get mad at. We had a guy on the show the other night on After the Storm, the OKC Thunder postgame show. And he came up with some stuff, and he was just trying to bait me. And I'm like, bro, just stop it. I'm not, don't argue. Here's the thing. This is what I've said. Don't tell me what I've said and what I haven't said. Shut the hell up. You're an idiot. Here's the thing that I tell you. Defense travels. The Thunder's defense and the schemes of what we're doing, okay, work, but you can't do the same thing every time. It's like when Dagnall did the Caruso on Jokic. Made a huge difference. I think it was Game 5 that he started Caruso in the third quarter over Ihart. Made a huge difference. Like starting Kendrick Williams in Game 2, or was it Game 1, and playing him against Randall when Randall was going. I think it was Game 1, and then Randall just disappeared. Those are the little things that you have to make, the adjustments you make as a coach. And I believe that Dagnall is getting better at some of those things. But then he falls back into his 2 minutes too long. He falls back into his lineups. He falls back into playing J-Dub too long to play him the same minutes as SGA. They're not the same player. Granted, J-Dub All-Star this year. Granted, J-Dub second team All-Defense. Granted, J-Dub third team All-NBA. Granted, he ain't SGA 3 times in a row. First team All-NBA. Third year in a row, only he and Jordan have ever done 30-plus points and 50% shooting. 3 years in a row. Only him and Jordan. Think about all the guards. Think about all the players that have been in the league. Only him and Jordan have ever done that. Kobe didn't do it. The Truth didn't do it. Paul Pierce didn't do it. The Truth is Paul Pierce. Tracy McGrady, nobody. Steph Curry didn't do it. Only SGA and Jordan have had 3 straight years of 30 points and 50% shooting. So that's what we have. And you play somebody who's had a pretty good year, the same amount of minutes? No. This is the thing that concerns me. And I know all you people get all mad at me and all that, and you can stay mad at me all you want to. I don't give a shit. The bottom line is this. The Thunder coaching staff has to make the decisions the right place. You got to take J-Dub out with 5 or 4 minutes to go in the first and third quarters. You got to take him out by the 4-minute mark. You have to. Quit. I don't care what he's doing. Take him out. When SGA's rolling, you sit SGA for 5 minutes or 6 minutes or 7 minutes when he's rolling. What about the time he had 20 points in the first quarter? You set him for 7 minutes in the second quarter. But you never do that to J-Dub because that's your guy. That's the guy you're developing. That's the guy you're trying to ultimately, I believe, think that he's going to be the number 1 guy for the Thunder. He's never going to be that. He is a great number 2. And until the more you realize we've got a number 1, he could be a solid number 2. Chet can be number 3, or either one of them can be 2A or 2B, depending on how the situation is. But if you try to change that and screw that dynamic up, the Thunder's greatest seasons they're going to have are right now. You have a 5-year window. We've talked about this. We're in year 2. You have a 5-year window. Remember, we have everybody wrapped up in contracts for the next 2 years. So this year, what have we talked about? You pay J-Dub, you pay Chet a year early. Next year, you pay Kason a year early. You try to get SGA hooked in for that $380 million instead of $400 million. Like I said, I wouldn't do it. I'd want to be the first $400 million guy. And what does that matter? Not a whole lot. You're talking about $20 million. You're talking about $1 million or $2 million a year, $1 million a year, something like that, extra to the bottom line. Well, I guess what would it be? 4 years, $4 million to each year. So this is a 5-year deal. Yeah, $4 million each year, each season. But to me, SGA's worth it. And remember, he's only 26, so he's still going to be in his prime at 30. What would he be, 32, 33? He's still be in his prime. He's still going to be rocking people. He's still going to be doing the same thing. J-Dub is going to be, what, at that point, 30, 31 in 5 years? Let's say 5 years from now. You have a 5-year window, so you got 3 more years to go. SGA, 29. J-Dub and Chet, 26, 27. Ryan, what's up? Thunder up, baby, yes. DJ Rhino checking in. What's up, DJ Rhino? What's up, baby? And then, of course, you got everybody else coming up. Plus, remember, we haven't seen Topic yet. That's not till next year. And you can see the growth of what this team is doing and where has it started. I've talked about this ad nauseum. We started out 4 years ago with defense. We D you up, SGA closes the door. We D you up, SGA closes the door. We D you up, SGA closes the door. Now what happened? He added J-Dub and J-Will. And we D'd you up better and closed the door. The next year, we had Chet Cason. We D you up, SGA closes the door. Everybody forgets he shot 61% in the last 2 minutes of the last 3 minutes of the game last year. 61%. We D you up, he closes the door. This year, what do? The defense, 12.9, the greatest defensive thing in history. The greatest plus minus in history. We're number 1 in deflections. We're number 1 in pips, points in the paint. We're number 1 in stealing the ball, taking from steals. We're number 1 in taking care of the basketball. We're number 1 in turnovers. I don't know what you needed to talk about. We're number 1 in defending the three-point line. We're number 1 in defending the two-point line. We're number 3 in points given up. That's who the Thunder's defense is. And then you put the ball in SGA's hands and he closes the door. That's how you win. It's not rocket science. It's not complicated. Okay? It's not calculus. It's not trigonometry. You play great defense, you put the ball in SGA's hands. That's what you do to win the game. It's not hard. You don't put it in J-Dub's hands. You don't put it in Chet's hands. And I said that after Game 4 against Memphis. If he does that in the next series, we're going to get beat. And he did it in Game 1, and we got beat against Denver. Now, he's learned his lesson since then because he put the ball in SGA's hands. Now, he missed one free throw. And once again, I gripe to Jennifer about it all the time, and she just laughs at me because she goes, oh, my God, he just leaned back before I even say anything, because it's noticeable when I say things, and she's sitting there and she's very knowledgeable herself. And when I say things, she sits there and listens. She turns around, she goes, oh, my God, he's leaning back. And I don't have to say it once, and then it becomes, and you get to noticing what's happening. It's just like with me telling you guys, give you insight. I'm not mad at the Thunder. I'm not hating on the Thunder. I'm not any of that. I'm giving you insight to what's happening so we can make a difference as far as what happens on the field or on the court. That's what I'm doing. That's it. That's all I'm doing. I'm saying, listen, guys, we need to do this. This is what happens. That's all I'm saying. And what anybody says to me, you can't be mad at me. You can't say anything to me. You can't call me a hater, because what I'm saying, there's no refuting it. What I'm saying are facts. They're not. Now, you can take them as being, oh, I'm a hater. You can say it however you want to. I'm not being a hater. I'm just telling you, these are the weaknesses of things that we have to worry about. Here are our strengths. Here are our weaknesses. If I know their weaknesses, you don't think the opposing team know their weaknesses? Just because you're calling me a hater and you don't understand our weaknesses, don't mean the opposing team doesn't, because I can promise you they know everything that what the hell I'm saying is facts. You as a regular football fan who thinks you know a little bit about basketball, you're a doctor or you're an attorney and you think you know basketball because you played over in high school, don't know what the hell you're talking about because you weren't a superstar and nobody was triple and double teaming you. You don't get it. You don't know what it's like when that one guy comes off the bench and you know his one job is to waste 5 fouls on you. That's his job. Okay? You have no idea what the hell that is. I do. And when you do understand that and you do understand what you've got to do to make all these things different or make these things happen, it's different. Ant-Man, he hasn't figured it out yet. And I said that at the beginning. I said, he's 23. Don't get mad at him. Said that after game one. He's 23. He'll figure it out at some point. Remember, this is his second time being back-to-back Western Conference Finals. This is our first time being back to being in the Western Conference Finals. We should have went last year, but we got out-coached. It almost happened to us again in the second round, but we got lucky. Now, what are we doing? You look at what Minnesota is doing. Okay, they're shooting lights out. And Ant-Man is making the correct passes. He's making the correct basketball decisions. He's just not initiating. Because this is my say to him. As SGA rolls, so roll the Thunder. If SGA is rolling like he was the other night with 40, 10, and 9, guess what else happens? J-Dub relaxes, Chet relaxes, Kason relaxes, Caruso relaxes, Dort relaxes, Wiggins relaxes, Joe relaxes. Everybody relaxes because Big Dog is here. He's got it. All we got to do is play. That's the difference. Ant-Man is facilitating and all the other guys were scoring, but he wasn't. So by him not being able to get involved offensively or being aggressive offensively, what that did is the other guys were already rolling, but they needed him to shore it up. But what ended up happening? They get close, SGA would knock down a shot. Or SGA would make a pass and Caruso would knock down a shot. SGA would make another pass, J-Dub would make a shot. SGA would make a pass, Chet would make a shot. SGA would hit 2 free throws. That's how we beat them. Every time they got near, one of we made a play now, all through SGA. He either scored or he assisted on every single 90% of those plays. He hit J-Dub twice. Those are the things that you have to do. Now, that being said, J-Dub has to make the damn shot. Chet has to make the shot. Caruso has to make the shot. But when he's rolling, they're just playing in flow. And then on top of that, when your big three has 95 points, which is the most ever scored by some Thunder threesome by 1, which I saw that, I'm like, oh, hell, we only outscored him by 1. Okay. But here's the telling stat to me. This is why we won. They scored 41 points, okay, in the fourth quarter. We scored 38. 34 of those were by SGA, J-Dub, and Chet. That's why the Thunder won the other night. Let's take this opportunity to thank our sponsors, SRB. If you have needs for engineering, surveying, or planning, hit those guys up. They'd love to take care of you, especially if you have a water treatment plant in your city or county. They love to take care of you. And as we always say, who the hell does not like clean drinking water? And of course, Oak Grove Trucking and my guy Jose Fierro. If you have needs for dirt, rock, or sand to be moved, hit my man up. He'd love to take care of you. Yes, Oak Grove Trucking in the house, Jose. And YNB, which we will be there tomorrow. Family owned and operated since 1912. They are the bank that makes things happen. They're an equal housing lender, a member of the FDIC, proud sponsor for us to go out and support women, minority, and black-owned businesses in the OKC area. You can pre-qualify online at www.ynbok.com. That's www.ynbok.com, or you can go to the main bank at 401M, 66 steps from historic downtown Yukon, Oklahoma. YB Eastwood is off the Parkway at 66 at 39th Expressway. YB Mustang, 218 North Mustang Road. YB Parkway, which is off Garth Brooks, just south of I-40. Can't miss it, right in front of the hospital. And, of course, YB People's located on 23rd and Bethany between Rockwell and MacArthur. The House of Creed, handcrafted since 1760. Hey, man, some good amount of stuff. If you haven't gone in there, go by and check it out. It is so good. It smells so good. The Penn Square Mall location. There, go by and check it out. The dealers, tell them that we sent you, and they will give you some free samples and take care of you. So, hey, go by and check it out. It's fantastic. Now, let's talk more about tonight. What are the Thunder doing scoring-wise? How are we shooting? What is our percentages? How is that working for us at this particular point? When I look at what the Thunder have been doing, this is the Thunder stats. SGA averaging 29.5, 47% from the field, 28.1 from 3, 84% from the line. So all of his numbers are down. Scoring, field goal percentage, 3-point percentage, and free throw percentage, all down. J-Dub, 20.5, 45% from the field, 26% from 3, 75% from the line. His numbers, all of our numbers are pretty much down. Chet's, I think, is a little bit up. I don't really Let me see. Do I have his? Let me see. Can I find that? Because I don't want to be wrong on that. Let me see. Let me see. Let me go back. Okay. SGA, his numbers are down all the way around. J-Dub's numbers are down all the way around. Chet's numbers are up. Chet's numbers are up. He was averaging 15 during the year. He's averaging 16.1, 49% from the field. He's shooting 46, 37. So his numbers are down except scoring. Free throw percentage is down as well. So all of our guys are down. Ihart, his scoring is down. Field goal percentage is up, and free throw percentage is up. So he's doing good. Caruso, you look at him, points up, field goal percentage up, 3-point percentage up, free throw percentage down. Of course, Dort during the year, Dort's scoring is down, field goal percentage down, 3-point shooting down, and free throw percentage is down. So when you look at this, and then Wiggins, of course, is just down. And then Kason, of course, he is, let me see, scoring is down, field goal percentage is down. So we're just down all the way around when you look at what we have done during the year. Our percentages are down all the way around. Everybody's, not just one, everybody's percentages are down. But here's the key, okay? And this is what's important. We talk about defense because defense travels, right? And we've talked about this. This is during the season and in the playoffs, what we're averaging and where we are. So this is the difference between the season and in the playoffs. And you can see where we've improved. 3-point percentages during the year, we were second. Okay? At the playoffs, we're first. Okay? That makes a difference. We're down just a little bit in free throw percentage. But that's because SGA is down a little bit, but he's still shooting. Then when you look at Pips, points in the paint, we averaged 41.8 during the season, 41.7. You look at assists, we're giving up less assists a game barely. So you look at all of our stats are down just a little bit, or they've improved. Turnovers, we're averaging 17 versus 16.9. That's an improvement. Fourth quarter points, we gave up 41 and we normally only give up 25.2. We gave up 41 the other night. We give up a lot of points in the fourth quarter. We just don't. So when you look at the stats of what the team is doing, we still are winning and we're still there. Okay, so it's not like we're hurting that much. But once again, it's the defense. Number one in field goal percentage. Number one in 3-point percentage. Number one in steals. Number one in turnovers created. Number one in deflections. Number one in keeping teams from scoring after a turnover. We're number one in transitional defense. And like I said, what does Indiana love to do? Transition. And we stopped that. Okay, tonight, Game 5, the 28th, 7:30 tonight on ESPN. Hopefully Doris Burke has learned her lesson, and we don't have to listen to their nonsense. The T-Wolves, 7:30 is going to be a very good game tonight. Looking forward to it. It's going to be absolutely incredible. 7:30 tonight, Game 5. Let's get in. Let's get on it tonight. And let's be Thunder up 100% tonight, okay? Everybody needs to be in lock, in sync, and on it tonight. And I think we will be. I know the crowd is going to be crazy. I know that things are going to be fine. I'm not really worried too much about it unless, the coaching he does what he does. But if he doesn't, I think we'll get the job done. As long as he doesn't try to do too much coaching, just do the basic stuff. We're trying to play SGA and J-Dub the same amount of minutes, please. That's all I ask. Because it almost cost us in the Denver series by you doing that. Just stop it. Game 1, 5 to 6 minutes difference, we handled them. Game 2, played the same amount of minutes. Game 3, almost the same amount of minutes. Game 4, almost the same amount of minutes. When J-Dub's playing good, you want to play him the same. You don't have to do that, coach. 5 minutes difference. 5-minute difference. Take him out with no less than 4 minutes in the first quarter, no less than 4 minutes in the third quarter. Bring him in the second quarter with about 7 minutes to go, depending on what they do. take J-Dub out for 3 to 4 minutes. Take J-Dub out for 3 to 4 minutes in the fourth quarter. You play him the whole fourth quarter. Take him out. We make a run every single time. And you are analytical. So there's no way in hell you don't know that, because you do. Because I know it, because I have it in my notes and I mark it down. So I know damn well you know that he needs to come out, and we make a run with him on the bench every single time. You know this. There's no way you don't know it, because I know it and I write the numbers down. And when we were at the game the other night, I was telling my friend, Jennifer's friend Lauren, she was looking at my notes. I had went to the bathroom, we were leaving. And she goes, well, all you have is this. I said, what I have, Lauren, is I write down the score, the time, and when he made a substitution. And then I write down the time, or the score, and the time, and when he makes the next substitution. So what that does for me is that allows me to track when we're going up and down and what we're doing, whether we're doing this or whether we're up and down based on his lineups. These are facts. So that's what I do. She goes, oh. And she goes, what is this? And I said, well, when he makes just one substitution, then I will put a line that says, whether that's Caruso for whomever or whatever, that's what I do. Hey, John, hey, watching from Phoenix. Hey, appreciate you. Thunder up, baby, all day long. I know you're going to have your Thunder colors on tonight at, what is that? What is that, 5:30 there in Phoenix, or is it 6:30? Is it 6:30 or 7:30? What time is it in Phoenix tonight's game? I know it's 7:30 here. So make sure you're watching it with your Thunder stuff on. So anyway, that's how I track it. So when people get mad, try to say something, I said, no, you can't get mad at me. This is how I've tracked it for 4 years. I track when he subs, who he subs, the score, and the time. So there's no question on what he does when he does. So I know what he does. I have it all tracked. So there's no question about my understanding of what's going on. There's no question about that. I believe 5:30, so it's 2 hours difference. Okay. Yeah, I couldn't believe what it has, but I know you're going to be watching the big fella. I know you're going to be watching, because we got a Thunder up there in Phoenix. Like we're going to be thundering up in L.A. Like we're going to be thundering up in New York. Like we're going to be thundering up in Texas. Like we're going to be thundering up in Kansas. So I know that, especially all the Kansas fans and the Missouri fans and the Arkansas fans and the New Mexico fans. In New Mexico, you got Colorado right there, so I can kind of see that. But how are you not Thunder fans if you're in New Mexico, if you're in Kansas, especially if you're in Kansas, Missouri, or Arkansas? How are you not Oklahoma Thunder fan? Now, maybe in Arkansas, eastern Arkansas, you got the Memphis Grizzlies over there, so I can see that. But if you're in Little Rock, how are you not a Thunder fan? If you're in Wichita, how are you not a Thunder fan? If you're not Kansas City, how are you not a Thunder fan? If you're in St. Louis, okay, I can see maybe Chicago Bulls, but do you really want to be a Bulls or do you want to be a Thunder fan? Which one do you want? Now, of course, the Bulls are closer, and I get that, so I'll give you that. But Joplin, you're a Thunder fan. Springfield, you're a Thunder fan. It's closer. It's closer. So how can you not do it? Well, Springfield's actually pretty much almost right in the middle, but I'm going to go ahead and take Springfield. Okay, Columbia, University of Missouri, you'd be a Thunder fan. Now, I know you're more of a Nuggets fan against the Thunder because you had a former player that played at University of Missouri. So, yeah, you're going to be more of a Nuggets fan, as you should. Because especially if you got players who came from your school or came from your state that are playing a different team. It's like Trey Young. I like Trey. So I'm a Hawks fan, but I'm a Thunder fan. But I'm a Hawks fan, too. I want Trey to do well. I want him always to do good. You're from Joplin. So, John, are they the Joplin fans? Okay, that's what I'm saying. Joplin is closer to Oklahoma City, right? So you should be a Thunder fan. That's all I'm saying, John. I'm trying to make a correlation to where fans should be who. Not just like my grandson. He's a Rockets fan. He just is. He lives in Houston, and I let him have that because he's a Rockets fan, as he should be. You're right there. It's your hometown. Now I think you should be like your big G, and you should be a Thunder fan because I'm a Thunder fan. But I do respect his own opinion and having his own life and him being able to do what he wants to do. I'm not going to take that away from the young man and do what you got to do, grandson. Do your thing, big boy. Little G. That's actually his name is Little G. That's what we call him. He's my little G. But anyway, that being said, as fans, root for our team. And the thing, and I don't know about you, John, or Rhino, Doris Burke, if I've got to listen to her tonight, Listen to her nonsense. Oh my God. OKC and 6. Purcell again, son. 6. You think we're gonna lose tonight, huh? Huh. I don't. I think we're winning tonight. I don't think it's going to go 6 games. I don't think it's going to go back to Minnesota. And if it goes back there, the odds of us winning are going to be really, really hard to do that. So handle your business, close the door on them tonight, make all the decisions you need to make as a coaching staff, and do what you need to do tonight to close the game out because I know the fans will be there. But Doris Burke, if I have to listen to her, thank God Richard Jefferson put her in her place about the free throw merchant, and we put that down the other day about the free throw merchant and how crazy that is. You know what I'm saying? It's just crazy. So now let's go to NBA news because this is kind of cool. John, don't get you started about Doris. I'm with you. She's a hater of us. I don't know why. Dude, I don't get it. I don't know what Oklahoma City's done to her, but bro, she is just it's horrible the way she talk. I mean, I'm just thankful that Richard Jefferson is there to put her in her place. He had to do it the other night when DiVincenzo got hit in the nose, and it was by Mark Conley, his own player. And then she turns around and goes, "Oh, well, look at that. He got hit in the nose." And there was a pause, and then Richard Jefferson goes, "Yeah, by his own player." And I just don't get that. I'm like, Doris is, I don't get that. I really don't. Uh, it's just frustrating to me how she's allowed to say the things she says. I'm sorry, and it's not about a women's sports, men's sports, because I believe, and I've been on record, I don't think women should do men's sports as a commentator. I don't mind you being a sideline reporter, but I don't think that men should be calling women's games. You don't know the intricacies of the game. You don't. And I believe you can do the play-by-play, which is nothing, but all you're doing is calling out play-by-play. I don't really care who's a woman or man that can play-by-play. I don't really care about that. But when you are sitting there and you're supposed to be giving me insights of the game, you can give me a generality, but you can't give me the insight that Richard Jefferson gives me. And that's what I think. Yeah, I think we're gonna win tonight. I do, Purcell. I believe we're gonna win. I think we're gonna beat them. I think Minnesota's gonna come out. I think they're gonna be aggressive. I think Ant-Man is gonna be aggressive because no matter what the hell he says, he listens to the media. He reads the deal. I don't like the fact that 2 games in a row he did not go up to talk to me after game. Was it game 2? He didn't talk to the media. Game 3, oh yeah, he's up there running his mouth. Game 4, he's sitting in his locker room. The media has to go to his locker room. That, bro, you're not going to be the face of the league if that's what you're doing. Get your butt up there and go up there and face the music. I had to face the music. I know what it's like when you get beat and you're upset and you get beat by a team that you're better than or you lose a game that you didn't play well. I've been there. I know how it works. But I'm going to stand my butt up in there. I'm going to answer my questions. Yeah, John, OKC hums that tonight. But the thing is this, and I'm going to say this. Ant-Man, he's going to come out because no matter what he says, he listens to media and he hears it. And yes, he was making a lot of the correct basketball plays. But when the game got tight, he never took over. And that's my problem with him. You never took over. It's like SGA took over. He either assisted or scored. You didn't do either. You were just trying to make passes. And some of the guys are just wide open because we're so busy. And that's another thing I have a problem with our defense. That's why we got beat by Dallas last year. Bro, if you're up 5 or you're up 4, why are you giving up a 3? Or if you're up 6, why are you giving up a 3? Give up a 2. That's a 2-possession game. What you doing? I don't get that. I just didn't get that. Why are they driving to the basket? Stay on the wing. Let them score. Okay, let them try to score inside. Don't give them a wide open 3 from the corner. Let's cut out all the nonsense. They want to score a 2-point basket and they're going to try to match us. Fine. Don't give them 3s. That's my thing. Just come out hot. I believe, John, I'm going to say this, and I've said this over and over and over on my show. If SGA comes out aggressive and he's scoring, then our team relaxes and they play. J-Dub relaxes, Chet relaxes. The fans are going to be absolutely bananas tonight, I can promise you. And I'm talking when you're in the gym, when you're at Paycom, it's just rocking. And like I said, I love it when I'm there with the commander because he and I understand the game and we're there we can talk back and forth. And it makes it nicer for us because he can comment to me, I can comment to him, and I love that. So I love going to the games because it's different. And then when I do my After the Storm, which we're going to do tonight, guys, it's just nicer. It's different when I do After the Storm and I'm watching the game than being at the game. Because when you're at the game, there's a certain atmosphere, a certain appeal, a certain vibe that you take with you when you come back to do the show versus just watching it and doing an away game or whatever. It's a completely different. When you're there, the electricity coming from everyone just pumps into you, and it's just fantastic. It's really good. Who's my favorite NBA team? Clearly the Thunder. My actual favorite team is Lakers. Lakers 1, Thunder 1A. And the reason why it always has been Lakers is that was my team I grew up with. From Wilt to Stilt to Kareem to Magic to Shaq to Kobe to Jamal Wilkes, Silk Wilkes. In fact, I have some AF1s, custom AF1s, that are Jamal Silk Wilkes Laker colored AF1s. So I do have that. But until LeBron leaves, the Thunder are my favorite team. Lakers are not even on my radar. When LeBron leaves, I'll be a Laker fan again. Until he gone, I'm not. I think he's destroyed what our team was, and he turned us into the Cleveland Cavaliers. So I'm a Thunder fan. That's who I am. Okay. OKC lost, score to be 115-109. I don't see that, Purcell, but okay. You're a LeBron fan. Good for you. I'm not a LeBron fan. I'm just not. He's not the GOAT. He's not. To me, this is how I break it down. Best player, Michael. Best all-around, Kobe. The most skilled, LeBron. LeBron took Magic Johnson's place because he's a more athletic Magic. He's not a Michael. He's a Magic. He's a pass the ball, team guy. That's what LeBron is. Michael and Kobe were straight-up killers. LeBron is not that. He does not have he has the Magic Johnson team mentality. But I'm going to say this. If you've got to tell somebody you're great, you ain't great. I'm the best player. If you've got to tell yourself and try to talk people into making you the best player, you ain't the best player. I hope to go to the game tonight. That's my plan, Purcell. I'm hoping to go to the game, but we shall see if I'm going to be able to get tickets tonight. I don't know yet. We shall see if I get a chance to go. Hopefully I will, but it is Game 5, and it is a big game tonight, so I'm excited about that. But anyway, I will be on tonight after the Storm. We will be on after the game tonight, after the Storm, OKC Thunder, on YouTube and here on Facebook as well. So Purcell, if you haven't liked, subscribe, hit notification to After the Storm, OKC Thunder. We will be on tonight to talk about the game and what happened, and hopefully be Thunder win 115-109 instead of be losing 115-109, Purcell. That's my hope to do that. So I'm looking forward to that tonight. It should be exciting. And for everybody else, I'm out of here. I've got to go train my kids and get them out of the way so I can get ready to get done everything I need to get done to hopefully go to the game tonight, if not, being able to watch it. So that being said, hey, have a great day. Go out there and hit some golf balls.